if you've been going through something, you feel like your life is getting out of control, and you feel like you just keep getting lower and lower and reaching new lows, and you just can't seem to pull yourself out of it, then this is the exact video for you. Because personally, I have been there before, and recently, which I'm going to explain, I had another one of those times where things just can't keep getting worse, and it just keeps piling one thing on top of the other, and it just seems like it's never gonna end. And while you're in it, it's almost impossible to see your way out of it, out the other side of the tunnel. So I just wanted to make this video because I know there are a lot of things that have helped me, and there are a lot of universal truths to being at rock bottom and kind of losing control of your life and just going lower and lower and lower. And I wish that there was a video that I could have watched back then, instead of having to just being blind like down there, because it can be hard to pull yourself out of it. This video is to give you some hope and to give you some things you can do to pull yourself out of a rock bottom, pull yourself out of a downward spiral, because that's really what it is. What happens is you have something negative happen, and then it makes your mental state worse. So then that kind of exacerbates the worst feelings that you already had and the things that happened to you that were bad, and then it causes you to make more bad decisions, which makes your life even worse, which causes more bad things to happen to you, which makes your mental state worse. And that's why it's a downward spiral, and it can get out of control and you can really lose yourself. So in this video, I'll just kind of talk about like my experiences, things that have happened to me, and like exactly what you need to do to pull yourself out of it. Because I've done it so many times before. I've hit so many rock bottoms, and I'm like, fuck, like this is rock bottom. I don't know if this can get any worse. And it gets worse, but then I can always pull myself back out of it. So let's just get into it. A little bit of backstory on me and my scenario and kind of things that had just happened to me, and I felt like was just spiraling downward and just losing myself and losing sight of a brighter future, just feeling like the days would never ever turn, and like every single day was just a bad day. So with me, I used to play a lot of sports, so I got a lot of concussions. I played football in high school. I got 4 concussions, 4 or 5 maybe concussions playing football in high school. uh, I stopped playing football in college, even though I could have played in college, just because of my head injuries, and I ended up missing it. So I started doing MMA. So I did a little bit of MMA, and then I got a concussion doing jujitsu. So I had like 5 or 6 concussions. And on my most recent concussion, which was about 3 years now, like 3 years ago, I got a brainstem injury, which caused post concussion syndrome, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and like just some sort of like anxiety, PTSD with me, and like with head injuries and things hitting my head and that sort of thing. So for about 2.5 years, I was dealing with like these episodes of getting really bad symptoms with my head, and they would be so bad that I couldn't like walk or do anything or even talk for too long without getting a really bad headache. And I made a video like on this channel. It's my first video ever of me like in the trenches, like going through one of those episodes. So you can watch that to see what it's like. Like it was dog shit. I couldn't go to the gym. I could only hang out with friends for like 10, 15 minutes at a time because I literally couldn't focus for that long. Like I would start getting dazed and dizzy and like nauseous. And even right now, like it's making me it's giving me flashbacks, bro. That shit was brutal. So long story short, that was what was going on with me. So this was July, I think 2nd. I think I wrote this down in my notes. Maybe I'll show a screenshot in my notes. Like shit was just going wrong. It was going so wrong. I had to start writing shit down in my notes app. So I hadn't worked out in 2 months. I hadn't walked in like a month and a half. I hadn't like hung out with anyone except for my girlfriend at the time for more than, I don't know, like 30 minutes at a time because I couldn't take it. Like I couldn't do it. So I wasn't working out. I was feeling like dog shit every day. I was having just a hard enough time getting up to go to the bathroom. And when you have 5 concussions, 6 concussions, and a brainstem injury, and post-concussion syndrome and postural orthostatic whatever syndrome, it's really hard to see like brighter days, honestly. Like it was really bad. I had been dealing with it for 2.5 years. I had tried so many different things for 2.5 years. I tried just pushing through it and getting over it. I tried resting it away. I tried exercising it away. Nothing I did worked. It just kept coming back and coming back and coming back. It was fucking brutal and it was exhausting. And I just remember like waking up every day, like, first of all, feeling like shit. I would wake up nauseous, like nauseated out of my mind, wanting to throw up. I remember like sometimes in the middle of my sleep, like I would see flashing lights and like wake up. I was like constantly worried that I was gonna have a seizure or something like that. So I was really scared all the time, and I was constantly worried about passing out too, because with postural orthostatic syndrome, whatever the fuck, it like it's your blood pressure that's fucked up. So if you stand up too fast or whatever, your blood pressure will drop really fast, and that can fuck you, and you can pass out from that. So I would be waking up with like flashing lights, worried I'm gonna have a seizure, feeling nauseous every day. My migraines would be really bad. I would get sharp pains in my head, like really concerning pains. Like there would be like 2 times out of the week, I would go into my mom's room and just like curl up on the floor and be like, I think I should go to the emergency room. Like my head hurts so bad. Like I don't know what's wrong with me. That was what I was dealing with. And on top of that, what started happening, like when it started to get really bad, is I would have a lot of muscle spasms, like all on one side of my body, and that like really freaked me out and made me like worry that I was gonna have a seizure or something. And I remember going to sleep one night. My arm had been like twitching and spazzing for like 3 or 4 hours before I fell asleep, and I was like so worried the whole night that something was gonna happen. My arm twitched the whole night in my sleep, and I woke up, my arm was the most sore my arm had ever been. Like I couldn't even move it when I woke up. It had been twitching for so long I could hardly even use the muscles in my arm anymore. So that was one of the things that was going wrong at this time. It was brutal, bro. I can't lie to you. This shit was brutal. And on top of that, imagine not socializing. I used to be so active. I would go to the gym so much. I couldn't work out. I hadn't worked out in 2 months. I couldn't even go for a walk. I couldn't even walk to the bathroom. I wasn't socializing. I was hardly working. And I wasn't working out or exercising at all. I was just sitting in my room all day. I couldn't use screens really. I was just sitting in my room all day, looking up at the ceiling, feeling like dog shit, worried I was gonna have a seizure. The next thing that was kind of going wrong at this time was work, obviously, because when this shit's happening, you know, you're not very productive. Like you can't really do shit. So I was helping my brother out with his window cleaning company, and eventually it got to a point he was like, yo, like I can't pay you anymore, bro. Like you ain't doing shit. Like there's nothing for you to do here. Like I don't really know what you want me to do. Like I don't know. Just go find something else productive to do or rest up. Like he just told me just rest up. Like just try to get healthy again. So I was making no money. I wasn't working. I wasn't working out. And then on top of that, the girl I was dating also broke up with me, and it was a 3-year long relationship. Like I was really invested into that and everything. And you know, I still respect her and everything, but that was like pretty hard with all 3 of those things at the same time, because after all, like it was a long-term relationship, and you know the reasons it ended, it ended. Like it's in the past now, so it's all good. But with the magic storm of all three of those things, like every day was hard. Like, I can't lie to you, bro. um I started like journaling and stuff to help get me through it. And I also like just started writing things on my wall. So I share a room with my brother, and we like built this wall in between us because our room is small and we just wanted like a bit more privacy. So I have like this wooden wall I just built in my room that no one can see except me. So I just started writing like quotes on it, like inspirational quotes and shit to like help me get through it. Like, this is how down bad I was, bro. Like, I'll show pictures of the quotes, like straight up. Like, I was writing like just get through the day, or like things will be okay, or you did everything you could. Like, just like daily reminders to remind myself to stay positive to get through it. So that was the situation I was in. And now I'm going to kind of go into like things you can do to pull yourself out of a very bleak future and like just rock bottom, like a downward spiral. So the principles are simple. They're actually very, very, very simple. You obviously need to have a positive outlook on the future, and also a positive outlook on the past and things that happen. So instead of dwelling on like any of the things I did wrong or anything that I did to get myself into that position, like I would constantly remind myself like I did everything I could. And I would remind myself that the past happened for a reason, and also the next best move doesn't have to be like some extravagant heroic thing that you just pull off in one day. A big key part to this is doing small things every single day that will add up and eventually snowball and then force you into a positive spiral. So here's what I did. So I'm in this dog shit situation, and the first thing that I did, weirdly enough, was thank God. So first thing I did was thank God for, at least not being dead. Thank God for not having a seizure. Thank God for, still being able to walk. Like, I'm not paralyzed or anything. So you have to see the good in it. So you have to really, really thank God for where you're at, because it could always be worse. That's step one, acknowledging that you have something to work with. Like, if you have eyeballs, or if you even can feel, you have something to work with, okay? So you have to thank God and acknowledge that. The second thing you need to be grateful for is the amazing opportunity that has been thrown right in front of you. So the way that people learn and get to be so smart and get to be so successful and get to have all of the things that they have is because there was some equal and opposite negative thing in their life that taught them lessons and catapulted them into their amazing, great future. So the worse your situation is, the better your future is going to be. The lower the lows, the higher the highs. You have to think of your life like a rubber band. And no matter how much the rubber band stretches, as long as it's still a rubber band, unless it breaks, and the rubber band breaking would be you dying. So unless the rubber band breaks, it's only going to stretch and stretch and stretch, and then launch into the future and change your life forever for the better. So don't get too caught up in whether or not things are shit or horrible right now. And honestly, you should be thankful that your life is so shit and horrible, because you're going through stuff that no one else has probably ever went through, and you have an advantage over other people going through that stuff because you're learning lessons, and you're going through things that are teaching you things and making you stronger. So when we're in the gym, right, and we're trying to bench press 225 pounds, the only way you can bench press 225 pounds is to tear your muscles down enough and beat them down enough over and over and over and over, and tear them over and over and over until you force them to grow back stronger until it can bench 225 pounds. So it's the amount that you're breaking down your muscles that allows them to rebuild strong enough to grow. So you have to think about it in the same way in your life. You've been broken down so much, and you've been hurt so much. And so now you have pushed yourself deeper and further than other people have ever gone in their life. And you're gonna figure out how to handle it. Unless the rubber band breaks, unless you die, you're gonna push through it, right? So you're gonna learn and you're gonna come out the other side knowing things that other people don't know and stronger than you ever were before. And the way to get down and to get started on that journey is to try and make yourself 1% better every single day. So what that looked like for me was trying to go to physical therapy, or first trying to research if my conditions were curable and just doing a little bit of research on them. I figured out, okay, it was curable. I could heal one day theoretically, okay? So that's all you need at the beginning is just hope. So at the beginning, all you need is just a glimmer of hope. Just figure out some way to convince yourself that there's hope for some shit to happen. Try to look for other examples out there in the world of, I don't know, some dude getting paralyzed and told he can never walk again, and him being able to overcome that. Like, he did it. Some shit happened. He overcame it. People overcome hard shit every single day. So there's hope. It's possible. You know deep down in your heart it's possible. It's going to take some effort, but it's possible. So that's the first thing you have to admit, is that it's possible. And if you can't come up, if your life is so cooked and it's so fucked and you can't come up with any logical reason, it doesn't even have to be logical. If you can't come up with any reason to see any hope, the hope then becomes that you're so fucked that if you somehow made it out alive and changed your life, everyone would pay attention to your story, and it would be groundbreaking and it would shock the whole fucking world. That's the hope. So when I was so cooked, and as much as I want to have a pity party for myself and think that my life was so hard and to think that my situation was the hardest in the entire world, it wasn't. I had a couple of brain injuries. I got broken up with. I wasn't making any money. I wasn't working. Like, boo-hoo. Like, in the moment, it feels super dog shit. But at the end of the day, it really ain't that bad. And there are people who have made it through so much worse. So the first step is acknowledging that there is hope and it's possible to make it through. And if you can't come up with any delusional reasons to see why you might be able to make it through, then the delusional reason is that it's so impossible that if you were to pull it off, you'll be the most heroic person on planet Earth. And when you pull it off, you're going to get met with a ton of love and glory and whatever. So that's what kind of kept me going. My situation was cooked, bro. Being stressed out, like waking up from flashing lights in your eyes and being where you're going to have a seizure and having your arm twitch all night, a sign of a seizure, and being nauseous all day and having super sharp pains in your head and having sharp pains go down the back of your neck, all signs of bad things, okay? Like, I genuinely thought I was cooked, all right? So the hope for me became that, all right, if I somehow can manage to go for a run one day, if I can somehow manage to walk normally again and to talk normally again and to lift again and to get my body back, if I could somehow pull that off, everyone will look at me and be like, wow, like that was impossible. He did the impossible. He made it through that shit. That is what became the driving factor for me, because I didn't know anyone who been through some shit like that and made it out before. I didn't know anyone like that, to be honest with you. And with all the other bullshit stacked on top of me and the downward spiral I was going through, it was super easy to just give up and to just die. But, the rubber band was pulled back this much, and that shit shot me forward. Now I go to the gym 2 times a day. I'm back to benching a lot. I'm back to going on runs. I'm back to boxing. Like I'm back in it. Like I've been working out like a dog lately. So that's step number 1, acknowledging that there is hope, and as corny as it sounds, there really isn't anything that's impossible. The next thing is coming up with daily actions that you know will make you at least 1% better every single day. So don't try and pull this off in one big heroic move, because it might work, but easy come, easy go. So if you pull it off in one day, you can lose it in a day. So you might end up fucking yourself bigger if you try and make too much progress at once. You might end up setting yourself even further back. It's like 1 step forward, 2 steps backward type thing. So you want to make 1%, you want to be 1% better every single day, because that's also not a daunting task. Like it sounds too easy almost. But the good thing is you can have full confidence that if you get 1% better every day, you'll be 365% better by the end of the year. And that's a lot. And that shit compounds. So now you got to come up with the daily actions that are going to help get you through it. So for me, that was just figuring out how I was going to get better. You know, my health was fucked. My social relationships were fucked. And my work was fucked. My bank account was fucked. So I was like, you know what? In order for me to fix my like social relationships, I need to feel better first. In order for me to feel better first, I need to get more confidence. In order for me to get more confidence, I need to be proud of myself. I need to accomplish some things. I need to do some things. So I need to work and I need to go to the gym. In order for me to do that, I gotta feel better first. So I worked my way back from the goal that I wanted all the way back to where I was. And that helped me like figure out what I needed to get into place in order to get to where the fuck I need to be. So now I'm here. I realize, okay, I need to get better first, and then I can start to figure out all the other shit later. So, you know, one day I decided that my 1% better today is going to be, you know, figure out if this shit is curable. That day I figured out it was curable. The next day it was going to be figure out what people do to cure it. So that day I figured out what people do to cure it. And then the next day it was, okay, now where do I go and how much is this going to cost me to cure this? I found a place, you know, they offered a 2-hour consultation. I said, fuck it, let me just do it, bro. I go there, and then like those small little wins, it was all up from there. It was all up from there. I went to this place, and you know what? I was feeling like shit that day. It went fucking terribly, to be honest with you. But I was at this place that had been dealing with people like me before, and they told me, hey, like, we can help you out. I don't know if you're going to get better. I don't know if you're going to be able to run again. I don't know if you're going to be able to lift again. But we can help you out. Like we can just see where you're at, and we can make you better. So I was like, fuck it. This is what I got. Like, this is my path. Like, what else am I going to do? So I go there, I start doing physical therapy, and before you know it, day by day, oh, you know what? I can stand up faster today. Great. The next day, let me try and stand up a little bit faster. You know what? I feel like I can walk today. I could walk within a couple of days. And I didn't try and push it too far. Notice how I didn't try to run on day 1. If you try to push it too far, you're going to fuck yourself. And you're going to get all this adrenaline and this huge motivational burst, and you're going to fuck it up for yourself. If I went for a run, I would have fucked myself. I would have made my condition worse, and I would have took steps backwards. Slow steps, day by day, 1% better every single day. Before you know it, within a couple weeks, I was going on long walks and I was doing lightweight exercises. And then from there, what's next after a lightweight exercise? A medium weight exercise. And then what's after that? A full weight exercise. And then what's after that? A hard, intense lift, a workout. And before you know it, I'm back to working out. Before you know it, I'm back to running. Before you know it, I'm back to lifting. Before you know it, I'm back to boxing. And just like that, like, do you see what I'm talking about? Like, I was so fucked. I was worried about having a seizure every single day. I couldn't walk to the bathroom. I keep saying that. I didn't shower for 3 days, my guy. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't stand up to shower. Every shower over the course of these 2 months, I was sitting down in the bathroom with the water pouring over my head like this. Like, God, please get me out of this. I'm fucked. I can't even stand up in the shower. I can't even lift my fucking arm up to soap up my fucking back. Okay? And before you know it, I'm working out 2 times a day. I'm back to boxing. Heavy, hard, intense lifts. Trying to hit new records. That's what I'm talking about. All within a couple of months. It's been 2 months, I think, since then. So now, out of the 3 things that were fucked in my life, one of them isn't fucked anymore. And so I started off with the one that's going to be hardest to fix, and then figured out what I need to do that. And you know what? The thing that's the next hardest to fix is going to help me with that. And in order to get this one, I need to fix my health first. And so it just became a matter of trying to fix my health first. So I started here and I made my way through there. Now, about 2 months later, my health is good. I'm in pristine condition, and I'm gonna be the healthiest I've ever been. And that's what I'm talking about. You know, maybe if that shit didn't happen to me, I wouldn't be so motivated to be healthy, and I wouldn't be so self-aware and so conscious of my own health and my workouts and things like that. I'll probably be in the best shape I've ever been in a couple months, just because I've been working out like a dog, because I've been so hungry to get back after it. You see what I'm saying? You have to take these things as a blessing. I'm so happy that shit happened to me, because now I itch to go to the gym. I can't not go to the gym. So I'm gonna be better looking and in the best shape I've ever been in, because of how fucked I was. And I would never have pushed myself that hard if I didn't get torn down that much. So now, in order to fix my relationships and my social life, I want to fix my work life first. I want to get my money up first. So how do I do that? Well, you got to start a business. You got to get paid somehow. Okay, what do you need to start a business? You need to have a skill that people will pay you for. You got to do something for people. You have to make them more money, save them time. You got to do something for people. I decided I'm going to try to make people some more money. So, all right, what business model can make people more money? Well, you can do marketing for them. All right, how do you do marketing? Well, you can run ads. So now I'm trying to learn how to run ads well for people to make them more money. I'm about this far into this module, you see, in fixing my work life. I've fully gone through this shit and I've fixed it and it's good. It's fucking dialed. Now I'm going through this one. So I'm going to go through the same process. Try to get 1% better every single day. But instead of health, it's business this time. It's just business this time. It's the same principles. 1% better every single day. Break down the daily actions you know you need to do in order to get through it. So I've broken down the daily actions. I've figured out what the bottleneck is. I'm not good at running ads, so I got to figure out how to get good at running ads. How do you do that? You get more reps and you study. So I've been studying and I'm trying to get more reps. How do you get more reps? You got to reach out to more people and offer to run ads for them. So I've been blasting out fucking SMS messages, trying to give people a fucking layup offer for them to let me run their ads. And then I'm going to build up my skills and my testimonials and my credibility for me being able to run ads. And then it just becomes a matter of having enough clients to pay you, because now you do a good job at your service and you have proof that you do a good job of your service. Now you just need enough people to pay you. So then you just gotta blast out a ton of fucking marketing and ads for your own company. And then just like that, the new bottleneck becomes fulfillment and managing all of those clients. So then you figure out how to fucking get a media buyer and get some setters to help you out with your business, to manage all those clients, and before you know it, you're fucking rich. All right, this is the shit you got to go through. And then once I get through that, then I can start tackling the social aspect of my life. You guys are watching this happen in front of your fucking eyes. I made the first video like 2 months ago. I posted it maybe a month ago. You're watching this shit happen in front of your eyes. I've gone through that whole module in a matter of months. I fixed my health. I went from almost having a seizure and passing out every single day, not being able to walk, to being able to work out 2 times a day. You guys watched it. It happened right in front of your fucking eyes. So if that's not enough proof that everything is in your control. Everything is in your mind, okay? So if that's not enough proof that everything really is in your control, and it all starts in your mind and just being delusionally like optimistic for your future and just having so much confidence that you can change things for the better. Because dude, I had no reason to say that shit was gonna get better for me. Honestly, shit couldn't have been worse. I was in a position where I couldn't even make my life better if I wanted to. Like, understand that. Like, because of health complications, even if I wanted to go to the gym and to like build up my body better, I could not. Even if I wanted to make more money and focus on my business, I could not do it. Even if I wanted to go and socialize and make more friends, I could not do it. So I had no reason to believe that like this shit could have gone up. So now I'm trying to work on this upward spiral and try to build momentum. I fixed my health. It's translating into my work. I'm healthy now. I can work fully for long hours a day. I'm working long hours a day. It's going to take me a few months, all right? You guys are watching this shit happen. But in a few months, I'll make a video hitting my first 10K month, hitting my first 20K month, hitting my first 30K month. And you motherfuckers are going to watch me get rich right in front of your eyes. And then from there, it just becomes a matter of fixing my social life. And then I will have gone from rock fucking bottom, eating dog shit every day, making no money, not going to the gym, being a scrawny fat fuck, getting broken up with, to fixing my life. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it took me less than a year at this rate. It's only been 2 months so far, and I've already made this much progress. So the lesson of this video is, because you're spiraling downwards and because you have no reason to believe in yourself, it doesn't mean that you're going to be fucked. And all you have to do is just be a little retarded and have a little bit of false confidence in yourself, and just believe in yourself a little bit, and just know that there's some motherfuckers who have been through shit way worse than me, way worse than anyone else out there on the internet, and they've gone through some shit and they fixed it. So it all starts with the hope and believing yourself and thanking God for what you do have, and then thanking God for teaching you those lessons, and thanking God for putting you in a situation where you can grow, where you can learn things. Like, I'm so thankful that I'm going through all of this stuff. There's nothing that could replace the things that I'm learning by going through all of this. You can watch people on YouTube, you can watch people tell stories, but until it happens to you, you really don't know what the fuck you have to learn. You will be 10 times better going through the shit yourself than just getting taught lessons from other people and kind of like getting a surface value lecture on some things. And yeah, you should go to the gym, but you don't really have that drive, or you should work on yourself and work on your mind, but you don't really have that drive. Like, you never really had anything to push you to have to focus on it. When you have something push you and make you focus on it, you get that shit locked in on a level that makes you're so pissed off, you never want it to be that bad ever again. And so you dial it the fuck in, and it can't be taken away from you at that point. You can't take away You cannot take away my work ethic now when it comes to working out and going to the gym. And not because of what happened recently, but because of what happened earlier in my life when I was in middle school. Like, when I used to just get picked on for being a scrawny fuck. Like, since then, like, I have never been a scrawny fuck unless I was injured and couldn't work out. So instead of looking at the negative things in your life as a crutch or like as being fucked, look at it as a blessing and a huge opportunity for you to get ahead of everyone else out there in life. Because there's only one you, and you're the only one who's going through the things that you're going through, and you're the only one learning the lessons that you're going to learn. And the harder the battle, the better the lessons you're going to learn, the smarter you're going to be, and the more you're going to be able to help yourself, and the more you're going to be able to help other people. So you're gonna have a net positive on everyone else out there in the world. So I'm making these videos to try and help out people like me who have gone through some shit like me. Things could have been worse, man. I could have been paralyzed. Like, I could have, like, not been able to work forever or some shit like that. Like, it could be worse. But, I'm just trying to tell my story and share what's helped me get through challenges that I've been dealing with, and hopefully it helps you. You guys are watching me go through this shit live. Like, it's just another day. I'm going to get up and work tomorrow. So I've completed the health side of my life. I'm working on the money side of my life. And then soon I'll fix like everything wrong socially with me. Like, I don't have any friends, to be honest with you. I have some friends, but it's not good. So you guys are watching this shit happen live. I came from the trenches, and I'm working on it. So I just hope that you guys can take lessons from me and maybe relate to this. So you'll be good, be delusional, and believe in yourself, because no one else will.